Hey everyone, it's Sharon and Jamie from
What's
Sharon
up?
at Sea.
How's everybody doing?
And today we are here with another subscriber-inspired vlog.
Yeah, you know I love those subscriber-inspired vlogs, although it's hard to say sometimes.
It's a tongue
because
twister.
it lets me get on camera, and you know I love the camera. Hey, so today we're going to start with a question from Andrew Cabate. We're saying that right?
I think so.
Okay.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew, if we're not saying your last name right, please let us know. And Andrew says, can you guys do a video on, is it better to use a travel agent or to book the cruise all on your own? And we're going to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of each way, and our experience and how we got to where we are today with having our own, or with Sharon's own travel business. And that way you guys can make the best decision for yourselves. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with how we started, I guess.
Okay, cool.
We've been on both sides of the fence, so to speak. I haven't always been a travel agent, so we have booked other ways ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So our very, very first cruise was actually our honeymoon cruise, and we
How romantic.
we booked that through Expedia. So that was our first.
It wasn't that romantic though, because that's when I got that 3 days worth of massive sunburn.
Oh yeah.
Oof. Okay,
yeah.
we're not even going to get into
Yeah,
that.
that
right
was
now.
a whole first time cruiser thing we did.
We'll do
Yeah.
another video on that.
Anyways, so we booked that through Expedia. It was an okay experience, but basically we just booked it online. We never talked to anyone. We kind of had to do a lot of research on our own, figure out how to do things, how to get online to find things, what to do. We were just really, you're kind of lost.
That was
you have
a while
to do
ago,
a lot of
so
research.
there wasn't nearly the information that's available now online.
Right. And then after that, we started booking directly through the cruise line, and we found a PVP, which is a personal vacation planner.
PVP.
And I used her for maybe 3 or 4 years. We booked with her.
Okay.
And, she was fine. We liked her. Nothing out of the ordinary, but she was, she did the job. And then she left to move up or take another position of some sort with Carnival Cruise Lines. So we found another great PVP, actually. And if I hadn't become a travel agent, I'd probably still be with her because she is wonderful.
Can you get a name drop right now?
Jennifer Gulick. So
Jennifer.
if you're someone that insists on using a PVP, she is the one to use. I will recommend her
Yes.
for that. But back to the travel agency. After that, we started booking cruises and travel for friends and family.
Yeah, Sharon's been handling most of the arrangements. I'm pretty lucky. I just get to ask where my bag is and head to the cruise ship for the most part.
Enjoy the fun.
And but no, so we've done a lot of research over the years, booked cruises with our friends and our family, been able to share information with them, and I think we found that we both loved it. And Sharon is nuts about it, and that's when she ventured out on her own and started doing the classes.
Yeah, I
and
love researching
the legwork,
things
and became a full board legitimate travel agent. And there's certainly some benefits to that if you want somebody that you can team with who can help you along and walk you through the steps and answer a lot of questions and things.
Yeah, and especially for first-time cruisers, I would highly recommend it because you can feel a lot more secure. They're there for it's kind of someone to go to for all your questions and help you in every step of the way. So I would highly recommend it for new cruisers especially. But let's go through a few of the advantages of booking with a travel agent. Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, do some research and find a good one, because that is one thing why some people maybe that have used a travel agent in the past that didn't have a good experience was because they didn't find the right one or a so-called good one. They're all, just like with any profession, everyone's not good. You have to do your research and find a good one. One of the best ways is maybe word of mouth. Friends, family, even maybe ask the question on some of the Facebook groups. You get a lot of names thrown out there. So, just find a good one. Okay, another thing, they should never charge you anything extra. Travel agents should not charge their clients. There are a few out there that do. Some will just charge a fee for the services. If they do, steer clear of them, because they actually get paid through the cruise line or the vendor, whatever, or excursion company, whatever you book through them, they get paid through them. They get paid what they would pay their own people, like what the cruise line would pay their own people for booking the cruise, that comes to the travel agent. So
Yes.
they should not charge you anything extra.
Yeah, so
they're
using a
already
travel
getting paid.
agent, there should be no extra charges to you, to the
Right.
consumer, or anything like that. You don't pay any difference.
Right, and you should not pay any more for the travel. Like if you were to get online and book a cruise through a cruise line, if you booked through the travel agent, they should be able to give you that same price, if not even a better price sometimes. Sometimes they have access to specials, some group deals and fairs that they can plug you
Group
into and
rates or things
things.
like that.
So, but not always, it just depends. But
Yeah.
sometimes they can. But
Yeah,
but you
and-
should never pay more than what the cruise line.
And another thing, sometimes the travel
charging.
companies can pre-purchase rooms at a certain time, at a certain rate, and then 6 months later, if the rate of the cruise goes up, and someone's looking at that cruise, they can contact the travel person, and they can offer them a lower rate. And it seems
Right.
like people say, "Oh, well, my travel agent gets a better deal." Not necessarily that they get a better deal; they just got the deal earlier before the rates change for
Right.
for the cruise. And that's another thing is if you do book early enough, I think the travel agent can keep an eye on the rates. And if there's a lower rate available or an early
Right.
saver rate or something like
Price
that,
drops.
a good travel agent will see that happen and then let their customer know, hey, we can save you $50 a person on this cabin right now by submitting a price drop form and saving you a few bucks.
Yeah, so, and that's something that, like I said, a good travel agent would do. And that's when you're researching, ask questions. Ask your travel agent, do you monitor for my price drops? Will you do this? Will you do that? Ask them all those questions because that's, you need to know that. So anyways, but yeah, they should monitor for price drops and, they don't even need to tell you. They should just monitor them regularly, submit the forms, and then, just send you a little email saying,
Yeah.
hey, you just saved this X amount of dollars.
Well, I mean, it's
that's
like anything
always
else.
nice.
If you're a travel agent, you're trying to earn people's business by offering great service and taking
Right.
good care of them. And you do things like that, people are going to appreciate that and come back to you, for repeat business. So,
And that's another thing. With the cruise line, booking directly to the cruise line, you get great service a lot of times, but you may get sometimes someone on the phone that's not the greatest or friendliest at times. And the cruise line's not worried about that so much because they know they're going to ultimately still get business. Whereas a travel agent, you depend on your clients, you enjoy helping them, and you want them to be repeat customers. So you're going to have a lot better customer service. You're going to be there for them, help them every step of the way.
well, and like any other place you do business with, you may get you can get somebody on the phone if you call a cruise line who's been doing it for 10 years. And they have tremendous knowledge. They can really share some stuff with you. And I think that's how we got lucky with our PVP with Carnival, with Jennifer. But you might get somebody who just got out of training 3 weeks
Yes.
ago, and they're still brand new and just fumbling through things. And we don't have the knowledge to share with you that somebody like this one next to me here might, or a really good, person
Yeah.
out there with some experience might have. So having someone to be there every step of the way and answer questions when they come up and concerns, that can be really beneficial for some people because I think going on a cruise and traveling to other countries, that's a pretty big step.
Yeah, and another thing, when you, especially for new cruisers, it's great to use a travel agent because they can actually help you find the right cruise for you, like the cruise line, not even the cruise necessarily, the cruise line, because different cruise lines kind of tend to cater to different ages and different
Sure.
things. So, you don't want to be, just for example, if you're a young family with several young children, you wouldn't probably want to book a Holland America cruise. There's nothing
No.
for the kids to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even probably take a princess cruise with a small child. Well, with a small child, but someone that's maybe
And
school
they're-
age.
yeah.
Not that Princess isn't great. They are a great cruise line, but they don't have the water slides. They don't have some of those
Yeah, they
types
just don't
of
cater to the
things.
to
Yeah,
children.
they don't
so
cater
it's
as
nothing
well.
bad about them. It's just a matter of
So,
knowing about it.
I would suggest either, not even Carnival, I would suggest Carnival or Royal Caribbean with kids around those ages. They both have all the bells and whistles and fun things
Sure.
for kids.
And you don't want to take your 90-year-old grandparents on a 3-day cruise to nowhere, which is like a booze cruise. And,
on Carnival.
yeah, or maybe you do. Maybe they're those kind of grandparents. But those are the things that the travel agent can do for you.
Yeah.
And offer you that benefit of their knowledge.
Right.
And point
And
you
if
in the
you
right
have,
direction.
yeah, and if you haven't cruised before, you may not realize any of those things. So you don't know. So that's just another thing. Another thing they can do is they can help you with your flights, your pre and post cruise hotels, all of your shore excursions, and just a lot of other things, port transfers and more. They have access to, we have access to different excursion companies besides the cruise line.
Yeah.
Of course, you can always book through the cruise line, but we have access to many reputable companies that will guarantee they get you back to the ship on time, or they will pay the fee to get you to the next port.
That's a big deal.
So that is a big deal, and you will save a lot of money by doing that, and it doesn't cost you any more. Like I said, they pay the travel agent, but you can sometimes save, sometimes even like 50%, but 75, 80%. I'm going backwards. Actually, I'm going to say you can save 20 to 25% probably booking in an outside agency versus the cruise line for excursions.
Okay.
Let's see, what else? They can help you with just anything, basically. Special needs. They can help you with special needs. They can set up everything. They have everything linked together, your dining options, and any kind of special needs they can have linked in there that you may need. If you have
Like special
medical
diet,
conditions, diets, all those kind of things. Another thing is they're great for planning group travel or group cruises. Because when you plan a group, usually you get some extra perks when you book so many cabins. So by booking a group, if you can book the group directly through the cruise line will give you the average perk. They may give you the 50 or the 75 or something onboard credit that you get for the group, but that's all they're going to do. When you use a travel agent, you will get that, and you will get additional things. Depending on the size of the group, you could get anything from some strawberries in your room, chocolate-covered strawberries, bottles of wine per cabin, all kinds of other goodies, even as much as like a cocktail party for the whole group and more, all included. It really depends on the size of the group, the actual cruise you're going on, and a lot of other things. But you will get a lot more by booking a group through a travel agent, basically. And then they're monitoring the group. They can monitor for price drops for everyone and set up all the arrangements, and
because if you're making arrangements for your whole family to go on a vacation, you got enough things you're probably worrying about, and that way your travel planner can handle a lot of that legwork for you.
Right.
So you can worry about who's getting off of work and who's meeting at what airport and all that kind of stuff, and who needs a ride here and there. You can worry about all that stuff.
That's right.
All right, what else we got about it?
And basically,
we're obviously leaning pretty heavily towards the travel agent side, and maybe in our beginnings of cruising, we enjoyed doing things on our own, but then we start to learn the benefit of it, and that's why we ventured out to be involved in that kind of a business.
And basically, the main thing is there's a person to go to, for all of your needs. You have questions, something comes up, you have someone to go to, especially with just booking online and things, you can, like I said, you can call the cruise line, you get a random person, different people each time, and you can literally call them and maybe get one person, later call them, get another person, and you can get 2 different answers.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed to get the same answer.
Yeah, that goes back to somebody who's new, someone's been around a while, someone has a little more pull in the office, or whatever the case is. If you have a special request, you go to your travel agent, you tell them one time, and they're going to do all that legwork for you and make 2 or 3 calls if that's what it takes, to get that answer for you. And I think also is availability. I know Sharon will take a call anytime, anywhere, when she can, to help somebody out.
That's right.
And make sure people are happy and get their questions answered. But otherwise, if you're on the East Coast and you're dealing with a company on the West Coast or vice versa, you got a time difference to worry about. You got 9 to 5 that you can call them, or whatever the case is.
Right.
And so you have some restrictions on that too.
And that's true too. Make sure when or a travel agent, ask them what their hours of availability are, because there are some that are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday too. So that's, maybe you want that, but personally, I wouldn't want that. I want someone that's more available different times. And, a lot of them nowadays do make themselves available more often, because people tend to book after hours, after work, on weekends, things like that. That's when it's convenient for other people to book their travel.
Sure.
So, like I said, I make myself available pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Of course, there may be certain times it takes me a little longer to get back to you, maybe in the middle of the night.
You're sleeping or something?
but I do get back to you
working.
in a timely manner. And but I do make myself available. I also give all my clients my cell number, so they can just text me anytime, have a quick question, anything.
That's huge. I mean, if
but
somebody
that's me.
said,
But that's something you need to ask a travel agent. Ask them, how can I get in touch with you? How quick do you respond? What other things can you do for me? Do you monitor price drops? There's all those questions are things you kind of want to interview a travel agent like a job, I guess, and get the right one for you. You want the right fit for you.
Oh, that's the nice thing you think about, Sharon, is that hey, if you're sitting there with your family at dinner that you're going on a cruise with, and somebody says, oh, they ask a question, you can take your phone, shoot her a text saying, hey, do you know the answer to this? And within a few minutes, boom, she may be able to text you back with the answer. And instead of having to stop, go find the phone, call somebody, hope it's the right time, hope you're going to get your person, hope they're working that day, so those are some of the benefits.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll leave you with all that good information, and you can help you make some decisions on how to book and maybe change some of people's ways of booking.
Yep.
And that's about it.
All right, so that was a quick little video. Thank you, Andrew, for your question. And like I said earlier, hey, we're leaning towards a travel agent because we know the benefits of it, so much so that we got into that business. And it can be very helpful. And also, if you got a good person, call them and ask them a question about stuff. You don't have to book every time you pick up the phone.
Right.
Sharon spends a lot of time just talking to people, answering their questions, telling them about their options, so letting them sit on it and make the best decision for them.
Yeah, I don't mind. I like to give people options and tell them, what, when you're ready, call me to get booked.
That's another thing that's good, I guess, is a lack of pressure.
I don't like people pushing things on me and trying to sell me things. I'm the type of person that if someone tries to sell me something, I'm probably not going to buy it, whether I want it or not. So I don't do that to other people. And I'm there, and other people, to give you as much or as little as you want. If you're someone that wants to book through a travel agent, but maybe you still want to do a few things on your own, hey, that's fine. You want someone to do everything for you, that's fine too. But you just have to find the right fit for you. And
hopefully that answers some questions. It didn't sound too much like a personal advertisement for Sharon at sea. But hey, that was a question, and we appreciate it.
That's right. And no matter who you go with, just make sure you do your research, okay?
Yes, research,
that's all we're
research,
here for.
research.
Just research, research, research.
All right, cool. So have a great day.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, and
That's it. Happy cruising.
happy cruising.